Right now, before we go anyplace else, I want you to go with me to a special place that I know. It's a museum, but it isn't an ordinary museum. It's a very abstract museum in which they show sound paintings, if you can say that you show sound. But I don't see why you can't. But here we are in this corridor. Some of the most beautiful works of art are here. Here's one right here. This is by a very fine young artist. Here, let me turn it on. Sold for $2,000. Makes a lot of money, actually, doing these things. But now I'd like to turn your attention to this work by an artist who is a World War I veteran. Actually, I don't feel that this, for me, says what he intended it to say. And yet there are those who listen to it and it says a great deal to them. Well, here, I'll turn it on and you'll see what I mean. You can see that he uses limited color range. Of course, that's understandable. I'm glad that it's here, though. But enough of that. Let's go on to the next work that I want you to see. Now, this is a sound painting that is indicative of the neurotic feeling of our time. The artist is very young, shows great promise, and I'm glad that the work is exhibited here. Let me turn this painting on and I think you can see my point. Now, the artist that did this, fortunately, is under sedatives at the moment, and we expect that his later work will be much calmer and quieter. But we do like to give these young neurotic artists a chance, and so I'm glad that the museum has been big about the whole thing, as it were. But let's go on, because there's one work here that's been done by Janusz Cunningham. This is a professor from another country, actually, but his work is revered here. We have quite a few of his works, but this particular one I want you to listen to very carefully, because it has an exquisite sense of rhythm. This is a young man who has 6 children, and it's amazing to me that he can turn out this kind of work at home with the children around. But he says that they help him. If you'll read it, Cunningham, it says, "Dedicated to my 6 children." Well, here, I'll turn it on and you can hear it for yourself. It's just beautiful. Yes, that is one work that the museum should well be proud of. However, I would like to have you come with me now, and we'll open this black door at the end of the corridor here. I won't be able to keep it open very long, and I think you'll understand why. Here, I'll open it like this, just a crack, and you listen. See what I mean? I'll close the door. It's the reason it's black. Here, let me open up this door. It's just covered with beautiful colors. And we'll hear what's on the other side of this door. I don't know. Everything goes wrong with me. The office, some guys there that are out to get me. And then at home, I don't know, my wife, the kids, everything. And then there's the payments due on the car. Oh, no. Well, I'm just telling you, I sometimes wonder if it's worth it. I mean, really, I wonder if it's worth even trying. What am I killing myself for like this? I don't know. Well, if I had any brains. That's the trouble. I got the brains, but I don't know, maybe it's my attitude. It's wrong or something. Nothing happens. I figured I'd be something in the office by this time. But everybody gets pushed up ahead of me. And that, of course, and then there's the wife and the kids, and the trouble, the car. Yeah, there's... I don't know. Let's have another drink and forget the whole thing.
Oh, stop it! You're killing me!
See, it makes me feel much better. Just talking to you.
Anytime, baby. Anytime. Oh.
All my life, I have dreams of being the bullfighter. From earliest childhood, I dreamed
of fighting the bull. I had very much pride. I was young. Someday I would fight the bull. But as I grow older, I see the bull everywhere. There is too much bull. At night, my dreams are full of bull. What can I do? I must fight first the little bulls to keep in practice. After I have killed the little bulls, then my courage will grow, and I will be able to fight the bigger bulls until finally I will stand and face the biggest bull of all. And will I be afraid? Yes, I will be afraid. My moment of truth will have come. I do not look forward to fighting the biggest bull. So much nicer to fight the little bull. And who is he? He is inside me. So I will kill the bull that's inside me.
Your lips were like a red and ruby chalice, warmer than the summer night. The clouds were like an alabaster palace, rising to a snowy height. Each star its own aurora borealis, and then suddenly you held me tight. I could see the midnight sun. I can't explain the silver rain that found me. Or was that a moonlit veil? The music of the universe around me? Or was that a nightingale? And then your arms miraculously found me. Suddenly the sky turned pale. I could see the midnight sun. Was there such a night? It's a thrill I still don't quite believe. But after you were gone, there was still some stardust on my sleeve. The flame of it may dwindle to an ember, and the stars forget to shine. And we may see the meadow in December, icy white, crystalline. But oh, my darling, always I'll remember when your lips were close to mine, and we saw the midnight sun. Have you ever been hungry in the middle of the night? That happens to me sometimes. And then I go raid the icebox. For example, the other night I did that. We had some leftover Welsh rarebit. I found that and a couple of crackers and a piece of celery and an olive, and I sat down in the middle of the night. I was very, very hungry. Oh, it tasted so good. You have no idea what it means sometimes in the middle of the night when you're hungry like this. And you have a little something to tide you over till breakfast. It's one of my bad habits, actually. I shouldn't be up like this, but I get so hungry. It's silly to say this, but I look at a little olive like this. And it tastes wonderful. This has got a seed in it, but I like them pitted too. You don't have to worry about the stone. I swear I do this practically every night of the week. Oh, not every night, but pretty near. I keep worrying that I'm gonna get fat. So, that's good celery. Well, that just about does it. There's a little bit more here. I don't want to waste any. That'll finish off this cracker. I wonder if the other end of the celery tastes good. The top end tastes as good as the bottom end. I think I'll eat the leaves. Why not? Well, I guess I made my plate clean. Well, I'll put this in the sink. Maybe I better wash it up. And I'll just leave it there. Now to go back to sleep. I sure can get hungry at night. funny Valentine. Sweet, comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, and yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? And when you open it to speak, are you smart? But don't change a hair for me. No, never. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, just the way you are. Each day is Valentine's Day. I know the way you are, but don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. With you. Tonight I have a friend with me here who is hooked on TV. Jim, when did you first contract the TV habit?
3 years ago, Ken, I became a Vidiot.
Vidiot? Is this a term that I don't understand too much about being...
Well, that's what we people call ourselves.
Vidiots.
Yeah.
Well, how did this happen? How did you get into this terrible situation that has torn your soul so far apart?
Oh, it was when I started watching Milton Berle.
Milton Berle.
Well, I got sort of wrapped up in it.
Was this a friend of yours?
No, he's a fellow that's on television.
Oh, I see.
I see you don't watch television very much, huh?
Well, I have had other interests, and that's why but we're discussing you.
Oh, yeah.
Milton Berle was the fellow that put you on this...
Yeah, I got wrapped up in the show, Ken. It just sort of the thing that made me feel relaxed and forget my troubles and worries. And
Well, just start out with just watching a little bit, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. A few hours a day at first.
And then, how much are you watching now?
Well, I figure it's 15 hours, Ken.
15 hours, and how long do you sleep?
Oh, I usually get about 4 or 5 hours sleep.
Oh, I see. That leaves 15 hours that you watch TV and 4 or 5 hours that... how long do you work? 4 or 5 hours a day? Or?
Yeah, when I work.
Oh, there are days when you don't even work. You just...
I can't.
Why
I have
not?
to watch television.
Oh. Well, unless
I got a TV set in my car, too. You know that?
In your car?
Yeah.
Well, that will have to go right away.
Well, they say it's illegal, but I don't care. I can't miss Godfrey, and do you realize I'm missing Steve Allen right now?
I had no idea. Who is this?
This is the longest I've been away from a set in
Steve
2
Allen.
years.
Is this some friend of yours that you watch television with?
He's on television.
Well, the same
He's a
way you're
star.
on television.
He's a star on television.
He's a star on television. What do you mean? He's one of the guys that you're hooked with? I mean, you watch him?
Yeah.
What does he give you?
Entertainment. Makes me laugh. Makes me forget my worries.
Well, you mustn't have any worries at all if you're watching television 15
Well, that's why I
hours
came
a
here. I
day.
do, and I don't know just why I have them.
What's your problem?
I shouldn't have any worries because television makes me happy again, but
What's your problem?
I'm worried.
About what?
I watch too much television.
If television gives you what you say it gives
I
you,
can feel pain starting right now. I've got to have a set.
you've got to have a
Turn on that
set.
set, will you, Ken?
No, that set is not
on.
connected. That is not.
Turn it on, will you?
No, that is not.
I'm starting to get these pains.
Listen, I don't care who's on television right now.
Oh, Ken!
There's probably
Turn it
nothing but
on.
an old late movie.
I don't care.
It's not worth it.
Turn it on.
Listen,
please.
read this
Please.
book. Here,
Please, go.
try this.
Turn it on.
Here's a little Adler comic book. Man,
I gotta get over that set. Turn it on.
all right. Let me
these
help you.
pains are
Let
too
me
much.
help you. I'll just let you watch for a few seconds. There you are.
Oh, that's much better.
All right. See what
There he
the
is. I don't even
Shameful,
need the audio.
shameful.
I don't need the audio. It's just a video.
shameful.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, there's nothing
Feel
I can
much
do for
better.
you. No, I think you're going to have to give yourself up. You're beyond my treatment. I think that's all you can do is to just give yourself up.
You can turn it off for a minute now. I'll run right home and watch it. See you later, Ken.
Well, one of the many problems that I face. Wait a minute, I think I'll turn the set on myself. My gosh, it's beautiful. It's in black and white. And there's a lovely musician standing in the center of the screen. He's got a guitar. And he's all hair. It's about time you know the secret. I have a Think It Yourself kit. And you can buy it yourself too. It tells you how to let your mind go. You see, I discovered that taking warm baths made me feel relaxed. We live in a very neurotic society, and they use hydrotherapy in hospitals for those who are neurotic. And I have a bathtub, so I take hot baths. But I've developed themes and variations. Now I take a sitting down shower. You see, you can take a much hotter shower sitting down because the water cools as it goes through the air. And I lie there and let the shower rain on the nape of my neck, right there where the hypothalamus is and the medulla oblongata, and pretty soon I feel all the motor nerves of my body relax. It's wonderful. Turn the shower off, and I lie back and turn the hot water on, and I stare up at the steam fantasies. Oh, I almost forgot. You have to get yourself an emulsifying oil. You put a capful of it in, and it's blue in color. And then there's another thing, a scented kind of green fluid. You put 2 parts of that in, and then the willy-nilly of the green mixes with the jibble-jabble of the blue. And it all begins
when you slide down the drain. Somehow you make your way through the plumbing miraculously, through the twists and the turns, and you come out in the Caribbean doing the backstroke beautifully toward the Virgin Islands, and you come ashore like a canoe. And you stand up and your suit is so beautifully pressed. You climb the nearest sandhill, and right below you, imported from Indiana for the tourists, is the mating dance of the sandhill cranes. And you sit there and you talk with your neighbors. Each one is named Mr. Smith. And he says, I'm average, and you say, I am too. And it's lovely to look at love when you're average. But then you gotta get back. You gotta get back. And that's the hard thing. To make the film go backward until finally you're crawling back through the sewer, up through the pipes. Somehow you make it back through the drain. And then the reality of where you are brings you back.